Another Friday night scrolling through social media, watching everyone else coupled up while I'm here with a bag of chips and a questionable sense of humor. Been there, done that, got the Friendzone t-shirt, am I right? Do you want to unlock the secrets to making your crush weak at the knees so strong they practically beg for your attention? Then forget flowers and cheesy pickup lines, we need a bolder plan. Buckle up because today we're cracking the code on making your crush obsessed. This ain't your mama's love advice, we're about to turn you into a magnetic force of attraction. Before starting the video, I must warn you, this is not your typical seduction or manipulation-related video. This is a game changer for those who want to unlock the secrets to make their crush weak at the knees, so watch it at your own risk. Tonight we become complimenting assassins, striking a target more powerful than any weapon, their heart. Forget generic flattery like, you have pretty eyes or I like your shirt, that's amateur hour. We're dealing in personalized praise that targets your crush's deepest desires and insecurities. Think about it. Anyone can compliment someone's looks, that's surface level. But what about complimenting their ambition? What if you notice they're killing it at work or in the gym and you say, I've noticed how dedicated you are to your goals, it's seriously impressive. Boom! Now you're not just complimenting their appearance, you're acknowledging their drive, their work ethic, their character. Or let's say your crush is insecure about their sense of humor. Everyone's got that one friend who thinks they're the funniest person in the room, right? Well, what if you say to your crush, you have the best dry sense of humor, you always catch me off guard. Now you're not just laughing at their jokes, you're telling them they have a unique and intelligent wit. The key here is to be specific and genuine. Don't just throw out generic compliments, pay attention to what makes your crush tick. What are their passions, their insecurities? Once you know what they crave, you can tailor your compliments to hit those sweet spots. Next up, we're diving into a tactic so sneaky, so deviously delightful, that it'll make your crush think they're the luckiest person alive. Now, let's talk about a little something I like to call the Trojan Horse. Don't worry, no ancient Greeks were harmed in the making of this technique. This trick is all about showering your crush with seemingly harmless gifts and gestures that pack a hidden punch. Think of it as planting seeds of affection, slowly but surely making them feel indebted to your awesomeness. Let's say your crush is stressed about an upcoming exam. You, being the thoughtful soul that you are, surprise them with a care package filled with their favorite snacks, energy drinks, and maybe even a funny stress ball. On the surface, it's a kind gesture, a simple act of friendship. But beneath the surface, it's a strategic move. Or maybe your crush is always complaining about their commute. You, being the resourceful charmer that you are, offer to drive them to work or school one day. No problem, you say, I'm heading that way anyway. Again, a harmless gesture, right? Wrong. You're not just being helpful, you're creating a situation where you get to spend quality time together, chatting and bonding in the confines of your car. The beauty of the Trojan Horse is that it flies under the radar. Your crush doesn't suspect a thing. They just think, wow, this person is so thoughtful, so generous, so incredibly awesome. Next up, we're diving into the power of silence. All right, love assassins, let's talk about the power of silence. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of silence that screams, I'm ignoring you. This is calculated silence, a strategic pause designed to leave your crush hanging by a thread, desperate for your next word. It's not awkwardness, it's power. Think about it, when someone constantly showers us with attention, it can become overwhelming. But when someone we're interested in pulls back, it creates a void. It makes us crave their attention even more. Let's say you've been texting your crush non-stop and the conversation is flowing. Instead of sending another message right away, pause, give it a few hours, maybe even a day. Let them wonder where you went, what you're doing, who you're with. Or, let's say you're in the middle of a conversation and things are getting heated in a good way. You're making eye contact, you're laughing, the chemistry is palpable. Instead of rushing to fill the silence, let it linger for a beat. Hold their gaze for a few seconds longer than usual. Trust me, the tension will be electric. The key here is to be deliberate with your silence. Next up, we're diving into a technique so powerful, so mind-bendingly brilliant that it'll make your crush think you're their soulmate. Chapter 4. Get ready to enter the Matrix, my friends, because we're about to unlock the power of mirroring. No, we're not talking about staring at your reflection and hoping for the best. The mirror technique is about becoming a human chameleon, seamlessly mirroring your crush's thoughts, interests, and even quirks. This creates an undeniable bond, making them feel truly seen and understood. Think about it. Have you ever met someone and felt an instant connection, like you've known each other forever? Chances are, mirroring played a role. When we mirror someone's body language, their tone of voice, even their breathing, it creates a subconscious sense of rapport. Let's say your crush is passionate about photography. You, being the astute observer that you are, start asking them questions about their hobby. You listen intently as they describe their favorite lenses, their dream photo shoot, their inspiration. And then, you casually mention that you've always been curious about photography yourself. Boom! Instant connection. Or maybe your crush has a quirky habit of twirling their hair when they're nervous. Now, I'm not suggesting you start twirling your hair too, unless that's your thing. But you can subtly mirror their energy by tapping your foot or fidgeting with your pen. The key is to match their energy level and body language without being too obvious about it. Up next, we're venturing into the realm of the mind where logic is bent and perceptions are challenged. Chapter 5. Fasten your seatbelts, love warriors, because we're about to enter the mind-bending world of the logical fallacy. Don't worry, you don't need a philosophy degree to master this technique. It's a mental chess match where every word is a calculated move designed to subtly manipulate your crush's perception of reality and lead them right where you want them. Now, before you clutch your pearls and accuse me of promoting dishonesty, hear me out. The logical fallacy isn't about lying or deceiving. It's about framing information in a way that appeals to your crush's emotions and desires, rather than their cold, hard logic. Let's say your crush is hesitant to go on a date with you because they're too busy. Instead of accepting defeat, you employ the logical fallacy. You say something like, "I totally get it, you're a go-getter with big dreams." But you know, sometimes the most successful people are the ones who prioritize experiences over endless to-do lists. See what you did there? You didn't deny their busy schedule, you reframed it as a sign of their ambition. And then, you subtly suggested that going on a date with you is an experience that will contribute to their success. Genius, right? Or maybe your crush is hung up on their type and you don't quite fit the bill. Time for another logical fallacy maneuver. You say, "I know I'm not your typical, but that's what makes me exciting, right? Life's too short to settle for predictable." Next up, we're exploring the art of blending in to stand out, of becoming the exception to the rule. Chapter 6. Hold on to your hats, love prodigies, because we're about to delve into the deceptively simple yet incredibly effective technique of the normal. This isn't about being boring or predictable. This trick is about becoming a chameleon, blending in flawlessly while subtly steering your crush towards a more physical connection by setting the standard for what's considered normal in a healthy relationship. We're all influenced by social norms, even if we don't realize it. We look to others to determine what's acceptable, what's desirable, what's normal. And that, my friends, is where you come in. Let's say you're hanging out with your crush and their friends, and the conversation turns to relationships. Someone mentions how their partner always forgets their anniversary or never makes an effort to plan dates. You, being the smooth operator that you are, casually chime in with, "It's funny, I can't imagine being with someone who doesn't prioritize quality time together. My ex and I used to love going on adventures, trying new restaurants, that sort of thing." See what you did there? You subtly planted the seed that regular dates, thoughtful gestures, and physical affection are all part of a normal, healthy relationship. The key to the normal is to be subtle and consistent. But hold on tight, because our final technique is not for the faint of heart. Chapter 7. Buckle up, love strategists, because we're venturing into dangerous territory with our final technique, guilting and shaming. This tactic should be used with extreme caution, and only as a last resort. It's a high-risk, high-reward play that can backfire spectacularly if not executed with precision. This technique is so powerful it'll have them rethinking every no they utter. It's like tapping into their deepest fears and insecurities, manipulating them like a puppet on strings. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Let's say you've tried everything to win over your crush, but they remain resistant. They're constantly canceling plans and treating you like an optional extra. You're tempted to give up, but then you remember the nuclear option, guilting and shaming. You start by subtly implying that their lack of interest stems from a fear of vulnerability. You say things like, "It's okay if you're scared of getting hurt, I understand," or "I admire your independence." Not everyone is brave enough to open themselves up to love. You're planting seeds of doubt, making them question their own motives. You can also employ a bit of strategic self-deprecation. You might say, "I know I'm not the most exciting person, but I thought we had a connection." Or, it's fine if you don't feel the same way, I'm used to being the friend, not the lover. By positioning yourself as the victim, you're subtly manipulating them into feeling sorry for you. Congratulations, love warriors. You've reached the end of our journey into the dark and dangerous world of seduction. Woo there, lovebirds. Those 7 tricks should prime you to win your crush's heart. But listen up, this is just the beginning of your journey. Craving even deeper dives into the psychology of seduction? In a previous video, we unveiled some seriously advanced techniques you won't want to miss. It's called Dark Psychology, the Forbidden Secrets of Seduction. That video digs into powerful tactics for leaving a lasting impression on your crush. Think of it as your secret weapon for unlocking a deeper connection.